there's not a stroller involved. They're just carrying.
Well, like when you go from like your car into like a doctor's appointment, you don't like, and also, I don't know, car seats into, I don't know. It just seems like when we carried Flynn in from the car into the house, we don't put him in a stroller.
Yeah, it's
we
already
would bring in his car seat.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have 2 car seats and a toddler trying to go into places holding 2 car seats at once. That's crazy.
This is why I was saying a couple podcasts ago, I need to be wearing 2 newborns on like some sort of like a belt, and then have like
a belt. So you have a utility belt of children,
yeah, and then like some sort of leash scenario to Flynn, so that I can also hold a coffee and open the door with keys.
I think you just need an IV of coffee or something because you're not going to be able to hold one anymore.
Like one of those backpacks with the straw that goes to your
yeah,
mouth.
or that. Yeah, that works.
And yeah, I'm still trying to make this hands free.
Here's another one. Sometimes this one's really hard for me. I'm like stressed about this one.
I'm stressed. This whole podcast now is like I thought it would make
Are you
me
sweating?
Feel,
Why are you sweating?
It would make me feel better to like talk all this out. You know what I mean?
It makes me feel better.
Sometimes it's better to say it all out loud, but
It makes me feel so much better because there's been times where I like really have been beating myself up this pregnancy, and to know that like this is all normal for twin pregnancies, like what I'm going through is like made me feel so much better because like my pregnancy apps still, by the way, still tell me that like I might be showing soon. And they're like, you might have to buy a bigger pair of pants soon. And I'm like, oh my God, I've gained 30 pounds already. So like to know that like what other twin moms and twin pregnancies are like helps me so much.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, all of it is like makes me feel okay. So like I actually appreciate it all. I really like it. But you're having a hard time?
No, it's like good. It's like relatable content for you. And it's like, it's like a niche.
Yeah.
It's like a niche group. So it's good to find that like relatable stuff.
It's hard to find.
I'm just saying for me, I'm feeling my anxiety build as this episode goes on. Like, cause it's so real that all of this is coming and happening.
It's really
and like,
crazy.
it feels like more rapid than the last time.
Oh yeah. It feels way faster.
Last time it felt like, yeah, it
Time stopped.
Time stopped as you grew and all these things happened. Towards I just feel like, wait, you're already this, right?
There's like do you feel like a lumpy in there? Sorry,
yeah.
Pause.
I do. Yeah, no, don't pause.
Sorry, I just felt the baby.
Just say it out loud. Yeah,
I felt who I think is the girl moving around, and
did you write at that moment?
I did at that moment, and I could feel her. Like I think it's the girl moving around, and so I grabbed Erik's hand and put it. You won't feel her kick. She's too little, but you could feel like her
some sort of something.
If you move your hand around, you'll feel gush, which is like all the other things, and then you'll feel like a hardness.
How many we should have a gush meter on the screen for how many times we've said gush.
I think she moved.
Episode.
I think she moved, but she was right there. That's where the girl is, I think.
Yeah, this just it all
Sorry,
seems to be.
I just needed Erik to feel the baby.
Yeah, timeline wise, like in my brain, it just all seems to be like the other one felt like going uphill towards it. This one feels like it's going.
Yeah, it's really aggressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense. So this one though does stress me out a little bit. So
okay.
This one says, sometimes one of the babies has to cry and you will feel no guilt about it. Moms of twins learn early on that they can't do everything for each baby all the time. I will never accept that.
Yeah, I think that one will be very hard.
That one's going to be really hard for me. So sometimes one baby is going to lie on the floor and cry while you are taking care of the other baby. Initially, you'll feel bad about this, but eventually you will not give a single F about it. Which that's aggressive. I don't know who wrote this article, but they have a lot of resentment and anger.
Welcome to hell, baby.
But that one really scares me because like I am one of those like really like I'm a mama who's like, no, like if you cry, like it's because you need to feel your feelings, but I will listen to your feelings and like let's figure out the reason you are crying. I'm never like, oh, it's just a kid, he's crying. Like I've never done that with Flynn. It's like there's always a reason. I want to have him explain it. And I want to help if I can. And so the fact that there might be a baby crying that I can't do anything about because I'm like in the middle of feeding one or like, you know what I mean? Like that really freaks me out that I can't do everything for both babies all the time. That's going to make me crazy.
I feel that from like a different perspective, but like we were in Target the other day, last week, and we had been in Target once a couple years ago during an earthquake, this same Target. And we were literally almost in the same spot we were where we were in Target, just me and you,
Mhm.
during this earthquake where the whole Target shook and all the things were falling off shelves and the signs hanging from the ceiling were swinging back and forth. And it's attached to a parking garage to where if sometimes people are, if you've ever been in a building like this, when they go down the parking garage, the building will kind of rumble and it could feel like what the beginnings of an earthquake is.
Mhm.
And it was me, you, and Flynn. And I felt that. And in my body, since we were literally in the same spot, I felt like an earthquake was happening.
Mhm.
And you were over here and he was over here. And I like literally like,
Yeah, you were
I
freaked
reached
out.
in both directions, but I didn't know who to get to first, my pregnant with twins wife or my 2-year-old son. And it was just the parking garage. I was freaking out. And so I wondered, I imagine, I think about like how I don't know, that there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean?
Mhm. In all different directions.
Yeah, as someone who wants to protect and rescue and care for you all in any
Right.
circumstance, like how. So when you say like one baby will be left crying on the floor, I'm like, well, I'm not going to leave one kid behind in an earthquake in Target.
Well, obviously
you know what
not.
I mean? Yeah.
No.
But I'm just.
Yeah, I think it's very overwhelming. We never thought we'd be parents of 3, so
I think that's it.
it's all very overwhelming and very stressful. And this article, I think, just stressed us out more. Thought it'd be fun. Maybe it's not.
It was. Yeah. How did you start that? You're like, this will be really helpful. What was the name of the article?
I thought it would be fun. It was like 17 things only parents of twins will understand.
Yeah, just like it sounds like a fun BuzzFeed
Silly,
title.
like,
only parents of
when
only
they
moms
both
of
barf
twins.
in your ears at the same time, or like some dumb thing, or I don't know.
Yeah, and then it immediately like transferred to Welcome to
we're
Hell.
both like, is this
And I
episode
need to,
called
like,
Welcome to Hell?
Change shirts because of sweat. Like,
well, you know what's not hellish, Lovey? You know what's not making me feel like we should say welcome to hell?
What's that?
Daily Harvest, of course.
Oh,
It's
thank
time for our
goodness
next
for Daily
sponsorship. When the weather gets warmer, like in hell. When the weather gets warmer, the last thing I want to do is be all sweaty in my kitchen cooking over a flaming hot stove. No, thank you. But also, I don't exactly want to order takeout for every single meal. You know what I mean?
Just after every meal.
Yeah, for my 8th meal of the day.
Yeah.
That's why I'm obsessed with Daily Harvest. Daily Harvest delivers delicious harvest bowls, flatbreads, smoothies, and more, all built on organic fruits and vegetables right to your door. It takes literally minutes to prepare, and I love knowing that the food I'm eating is actually good for me. Daily Harvest never uses preservatives, added sugar, or anything artificial. My personal summer favorite is Daily Harvest Scoops. Hello, delicious. They're plant-based
Scoop-a-doop.
ice cream. It's also great because Flynn's obsessed with ice cream right now, and I don't feel guilty letting him have some. It's so yummy. Scoops is the perfect sweet treat. Plus, it's gluten-free and dairy-free. I personally love the chocolate ooey gooey midnight scoops. Give me that chocolate, the fudge.
I thought you were going to say gush there. I thought you were going to work gush into the box.
I should have. They should
Well,
have.
I myself had a mango papaya smoothie today. That was very
delicioso. Daily Harvest is all about leaving the earth in a better place than they found it. Not just for us, but for future generations to come, which I appreciate for all our little kiddos.
so many generations.
I know. They focus on increasing biodiversity, investing in organic farming practices, reducing food waste, and even prioritizing recyclable and compostable packaging. Daily Harvest is delicious food, all built on whole organic fruits and vegetables that conveniently stay fresh in your freezer. So it's ready when you are. It's really the whole package. Stay cool, calm, and collected during the summer heat. Go to dailyharvest.com and enter code RELAX to get $25 off your first box.
Whoa.
That's code RELAX for $25 off your first box at dailyharvest.com. Dailyharvest.com.
Okay. So we don't get often a chance like this to just sit down and just talk.
I know. I feel
as
like
much as we used to because Flynn doesn't really let us talk to each other, does he?
I feel like this is the first time I've looked in your eyes in a week.
Yeah, I feel a little bit intimidated by this amount of eye contact with you because at home in the car, if we start talking to each other,
oh no,
some tugging of the leg, and we'll hear, "Mama, watch,
Mommy, what you doing?
Dada,
Mommy, what you doing?
Dada,
Watch.
this,
You be this.
Dada,
Be it.
watch,
Be it. Be it is his new thing.
Be a
Okay,
truck.
anyway.
Be a truck. And it's amazing and incredible. But how are you doing?
You know how I'm doing. We do talk at night, and I'm I'm not doing great, but
but we talk about like why they're using a drill bow to start a fire on Naked and Afraid.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
And how are these people?
Why didn't they bring Flynn? Like, come on.
Yeah, and how is this still happening on Big Brother season after season? But I wanted to talk. So now we know a little bit more about them. It's getting closer rapidly that we will have 3 children.
So weird. That's weird.
Was that a voluntary burp? As I said,
just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Was that you almost vomiting when I said aloud?
Yeah.
That we'll have 3 children. And I wondered, since like, would you confess to being a workaholic a bit?
I would.
Yeah, and you're passionate about your job.
Yes.
You in your career.
Yeah.
Which this podcast is, I guess, part of.
Mm-hmm.
That like I'm curious to what you envision it being like and how it operates as your partner when you are the mother of 3 children.
You're going to be very busy.
Well, I also try and do some stuff.
Obviously.
But like I for both of us, I'm really kind of curious. Like you were, and also the pandemic has really kind of thrown a wrench into all of these things, as I'm sure it has for everyone listening. And I'm sure there are many parents of 3 children plus out there who do lots of things. Was that holding in a yawn or a barf?
I never know if I'm holding in a burp or a yawn or a fart or.
But I don't know what's going on I know you were writing a book. You were pitching a TV show and a movie.
I was.
You had tour dates scheduled.
I did.
And then pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ending? ? I don't know. They just reinstated the mask mandate in LA.
Yeah.
And you are pregnant with twins.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up?
Well, here's a fun thing. I think Erik's like, obviously he's like, oh, maybe people will find it interesting for us to talk about this. But I think also Erik's asking because how Erik finds out about my gigs is because in conversation with someone, like my mom will be like, are you touring anywhere? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to Canada next month. And Erik will be like, excuse me, we're going to Canada? Like, I'm not kidding. Is that not how you find out about all of my shows? And
that
gigs?
Or like, there's like a big calendar, like big paper, like calendar, like on the wall in our house. And you didn't see the calendar? I'm not like
I go, it's on the calendar. I always say
you'll write something or Corey will write something on the calendar, and then like it's as if that means it's what's the word when
I don't know. Because it does mean it's happening. If it's on the calendar, it's happening.
Right, yeah. It's set in stone, so to speak. It's set in paper on our wall in ink.
Yeah. I think that's part of the reason pregnancy is so hard for me is because it forces me to not be a workaholic. And so part of the thing that gets me through pregnancy is knowing that when I'm not pregnant, I can do it again. I can work again.
Okay.
So
okay. So you have a live show coming up at the end of this month, a live show online.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, it's July 31st. So a week and a half from the day this episode comes out. I have a live show, a virtual live show.
How's that going?
It's not going great. It's not going great. I really did not anticipate this pregnancy to be, I knew it would be hard. I knew it was going to be really hard.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Because with my last pregnancy, I had no choice. I had things planned. I was going to be on the Colbert Show. I was going to be on Ryan and Kelly. I was doing a book tour. I was doing a bus tour. I was filming my live taping of my comedy show for Netflix at the Kennedy Center. Like these things were scheduled before I got pregnant. And so
you had to do that.
So I had to do that.
And during that time I was away for a month doing a movie and we had, there was all kinds of things going on.
So like I had to do those things. And so I know that I am capable of being pregnant and doing an insane workload because I did it.
Yeah.
I almost died, but I did it.
Yeah.
And this time if that were my schedule, I would have to cancel it. Like there's no question.
It's like that. Okay.
So even this live show that's happening next week, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Because I can't go an hour without having to I have to stop what I'm doing to breathe. Like even if I'm just sitting watching a television show, I'll randomly just start like panting like I ran a marathon.
Yeah. How do you work that into a show or snacks?
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think pregnancy, I have to just, after this live show, I have to just stop. I have to stop. I can't try to do anything else.
Well, don't you think it's enough?